Hello, and welcome to the Wealth Legacy Blueprint. This is our first session here today. We're going to be talking about traditional retirement and tax-free retirement and the difference between the two. I'm your host, Ohene-Ntow, and this is the Wealth Legacy Blueprint. And we're going to be talking about a few myths that are out there as far as retirement. Now we're dealing with a lot of issues with things going up in price, and of course taxes as well. Our national debt right now is right around 36 trillion, and so I don't believe taxes are going to be going down anytime soon. And so when we're getting ready for retirement, when we're trying to find the right tools, the right vehicles for our retirement, traditional ways, as most of us know it as Americans, is 401k. That's the first one. If you have, an ability to start putting money aside for your retirement, your employer has that. Most employers have that available. Now, with, other people, when they want to find a better solution to that, they then, go to things like the Roth IRA or an IRA, which you'd be going through, an agency like Edward Jones. So the financial strategists in those avenues are going to be charging you, fees every time. And we both know that those accounts are tied to the stock market. And so, when the stock market goes up or down, they're still getting those fees. They're getting those charges taken out, So with that said, that's the traditional side of things. Now, with a true tax-free retirement, we're going to be talking about the IUL, or the index annuity or equity index funds. So IULs have gotten a bad rep because, back in the day, they had what they called the VUL and the UL, which were the predecessors of the IUL. And when those came out, those were separate entities that could offer one or the other. So you either got your protection for your money, or you got the advantage to potentially grow your money, which then meant you could still lose some money in the VUL. It was a variable universal life. And so that went sideways. Market crashed, and a lot of people lost a lot of money in both those accounts. And so the insurance company looked at it and came back with the IUL, the Index Universal Life. But by that time, because of the past experience with the VUL and the UL, nobody really wanted to do the IUL. But there's so many great advantages to the IUL because now it gave you the protection, the safety, and the growth as well, all in one. And the kicker with that was you can never lose money in that account. And I'll say that again. You can never lose money, literally. So reason why is they've got a 0% floor, which means you have the potential to grow your money, but you can't lose money because there's a 0% floor. And so when the market goes down, there's no participation in the market. You just stay right where you're at, right? And the way they can do that is because they guarantee your money through options. So the strategy is like in the stock market, but it's not directly in the stock market. So you're not losing your money when the market crashes, when the market goes down. You never have a negative interest rate in those accounts. With, something like index annuity or an equity index fund, they have what they call a guaranteed income, which means depending on how you fund it, you're able to take away a set amount for the rest of your life. And these are things that are, new to people because, of course, they're not going to plaster it all over the news because these are advantages where the IRS, can actually tax you in, any of these accounts. Even though with the IUL, it is tax deferred, there is a loan provision, which means that the tax-free I was talking about, if we all know, loans aren't taxed. So with the loan provision through the IUL, which is an insurance-based account, you take loans as your withdrawals, and they don't count as income, so they don't affect your Social Security as income tax. With 401ks, Roth IRAs, when they're deferred, when you start taking those distributions, they can affect your taxations if you are taking Social Security as well. And so, these are some of the myths, and, people that follow Dave Ramsey, they want you to have your own money, don't invest, stuff like that. It's just, I feel like putting more fear into actually making your money work for you. And you're being able to earn your money and keep it all. Because, at the end of the day, before you get your paycheck, if you're a working class citizen, that money gets taxed before you get it. And then when you use it, it's getting taxed again on wherever you use it. And depending on how much you have in the bank, at the end of every year, it's taxed again. So, being able to eventually be in the 0% tax bracket is something that's actually achievable. And so we've talked a little bit about the 401k. We've talked a little bit about the IULs. If you haven't heard it before, this is the time to, do your research. There are books out there you can read about them. The Retirement Miracle is one of them. It's got great information. It's even got websites in there with links you can check, and verify what you're actually reading. And it's great information. I think all Americans need to know about this. You need to be able to put money aside and know for 100% sure that you're not going to lose a dime in there. And you're going to be able to even leave a legacy, because now it's an insurance-based account. You have a death benefit. And what I call the love money, you get to leave a legacy. You get to grow that money. You get to spend that money. And it's working for you when you're not using it. So what a better way to set yourself up for what's coming? Taxes are going up. Debt is rising. And what better way to have a safeguard of money that you have that's actually still going to have the same value when it's time for you to use it for a big purchase. So there are lots of advantages with that. We're probably going to get into that in our next session. We're going to be talking about $1 million babies, advantages for veterans, military, businesses, asset protection. There's all of that. And it's surprising that that's all tied into insurance that a lot of people may or may not even qualify for. So this is the Wealth Legacy Blueprint. And I'm your host here, Ohene-Ntow. And I'm going to be helping you and hopefully get some good questions so we can dive into how to educate you to find the right avenues, find the right vehicles to protect your money, grow your money, and keep all of it. Hope to see you on the next video, on the next chat, the next podcast. And for now, we're just going to say bye-bye, and we'll see you on the next one.